Welcome to another episode of Engineered for Everywhere Audio, brought to you by Memphis Audio. I am your host, Mark Sarge Schleifer, and on this episode, we are talking Can-Am, we are talking Defender, we are talking awesomeness. I am surrounded by awesome products that Memphis Audio has to offer for your 2018 to current Can-Am Defender. So stay tuned. On today's episode, we are talking Can-Am, we are talking Defender, we are talking about speakers inside the cab. We've come out with some really cool parts, and one of the cool parts for the Defenders that we came out with are these interior pods. These are going to be some rear interior pods for your 2018 to current Can-Am Defender. As you know, the majority of the Defenders that come out today now have an enclosed cab because they're coming with air conditioning, they're coming with heaters, all that fun stuff. So the traditional rear speakers that you normally used to see that hung on the back of the cages, whether it was a standard roll cage, whether it was a ProFit cage, unfortunately, if you have an enclosed cab, those brackets won't fit, those speakers won't be on the inside of the cab. So we came out with this awesome product. This is the Can-Am DEF 65RE. These rear speaker pods are absolutely awesome. RGB lit. These are 6.5-inch drivers, 75 watts RMS, 150 watts peak power, and they work with your existing OEM poly roof. You'll notice in that roof, if you don't have a headliner on it, you'll notice there's 4 spots on your roof where these holes will line up to, and you will screw these up into the rear back portion of your roof. Now, if you do have a headliner in there, no worries. All you do is take the speaker out of the pod itself, disconnect the wiring harness, pull the headliner down, mount the enclosure up into that area in the back, wire up all your wires, your speaker leads, your RGB cables, get them all wired up. When you have the headliner down in the back, you'll notice there is a spot to cut out for a speaker. That was originally designed in that headliner and in that back poly roof to put some sort of rear speaker solution in there. So they've made provisions. We're going to utilize those provisions to mount this pod in. Once you have the pod mounted up in there without the speaker in it, then you're going to put your headliner back up. Then you're going to put your speaker in there. It sandwiches in between. You're good to go. Get all your wires hooked up, whole 9 yards. Again, not only RGB lit on the speaker itself, you'll notice on the side we have an RGB trim ring. These things are definitely a really killer part. They sound great. Awesome performing products. Great mid-bass, a 2-way driver. We're going to go do an install right now on a machine we just happen to have in the garage. This is a 2024 Can-Am Defender Limited that we got from our good friends at Adrenaline Motorsports down in Casa Grande, Arizona. They were generous enough to let us borrow this to do this installation on. So we're going to dive right into this. Using your Torx number 20, we've got 8 Torx screws in the center panel. Then across the center section of the rear headliner, there's 4 more. And then on the left side over here, there's 1. And then also on the right side, there's going to be another one. When putting these speakers in, go ahead and pre-start these 2 outer screws right here. Now that you have the speaker pods mounted up into place using a number 3 Allen wrench, you're going to go ahead and remove the speaker grills, the speakers, and the RGB assembly. So you can go ahead and put your headliner back in, cut your holes out. Now that you've got your hole cut, you need to identify where your 4 holes are that are going to mount the speaker back up into the speaker pocket. And there you have it. We got these speakers all mounted up. We've checked everything to make sure everything works properly. As you can see, our RGBs work. Not only do we have them on the trim ring, but we also have them on the inside of the speaker shining on the cone as well. Definitely a great addition to your 2018 to current Can-Am Defender, especially if you have an enclosed cab. You definitely want to get these mounted up into your ride.